Hey, it's Dymock-Johnson coming to today talking about video response to Versatile Diecaster, who's popped off of a cool video, new video, Can You Be Good and Be a Necromancer? Which is an interesting topic, and it brings up many interesting things, like what the bloody hell is necromancy for a start? Classical definition, necromancy is using magic to talk to the dead and to get an answer back. But in your average fantasy game, necromancy usually deals with the boundaries between life and death, and how you can get things and people, but mostly things, to cross over that barrier and take on the properties of the other side. Necromancy in your average game system features a lot of gribbly, gricky, icky spells to turn the living into the dead. And then they have a few spells for turning the dead into the unliving. And so far so good. Also, if you go old school enough, you'll find out most healing spells in necromancy. After all, you are imbuing a creature with life force. You are restoring dead tissue with that curative spell, however you may have learned it. And, of course, the ultimate manifestation of necromancy in most systems is bringing the dead back to life, to actual life, not just that shallow mockery of undeath. So that's typically what necromancy does in various other game systems, not just D&D. There'll be several spells or magic centering around maintaining your life force, strengthening it, preventing other things from being able to drain it. Is a common feature in things like Dragon Quest and GURPS. In RuneQuest, I believe there were a few spells for fortify the corpse, and they were necromancy spells. I'm not sure what they had in Normal Master. I think they were just pretty much kill you then raise you. But there's a whole lot of spells about fortifying your life force, placing psychic mystical shields between your body or your ally's body and whatever gribbly nasty things want to steal it away. Be they undead things, cursed items, or just the foul radiations from some bizarre area. And of course, there's also often thrown in there the entire talking to the dead thing, because they still get to do that as well. So, that is what necromancy is. That is what it mechanically does. Now, is it evil? Well, that depends on your cosmological setup. In your average D&D game, your cosmology is fairly fixed if you're playing rules as written. Good, evil, law, chaos, and their various little combinations are real, tangible things. They're not abstract concepts. It's not like our world, where concepts of law and civilization and order sort of combine together to form laws, and that has your effect. Law is an actual thing. You can make things out of law. Things are made of order. And you gain order. Often you gain order from chaos. Chaos being the primordial stuff that was there before things got created. And then you have good and evil. Things can be imbued with good. Things can be sanctified. They can be blessed. They can be imbued with holy good power. The classic goodly item of D&D is the Holy Avenger of the Paladin. Surely a sword or whatever axe, possibly a poleaxe, imbued with divine, holy, radiant energy that can smite down the enemies of good. And of course, the number of things imbued with evil are legion and Dungeons and Dragons. Well, go check out any monster manual. But good and evil, law and chaos are tangible things. They also have dimensions, higher realms, composed purely of platonic prime examples of whatever alignment you're talking about. The abyss is the fountain and wellspring of all chaotic evil, and likewise the other ones, the hells and limbos and Asgard and all the other bits and bobs. They're real. You can go there. Your character can, once they achieve sufficient power and ability and motivation, can go visit them. You don't need to debate whether the devil exists or not. You can go to the ninth plane of hell, kick in his door, give him a wedgie. He's real. Indeed. So, and in D&D, various necromancy spells are imbued with evil energy. The prime prince of undeath and necromancy is a chaotic evil demon. Orcus, you might have heard of them. So, being good and necromancer in D&D, classic D&D universe, is probably an uphill battle. You probably have to be very careful and very willful and make sure that you're not actually doing any actual evil when you're doing these spells, which probably are charged with evil. They were probably invented by evil deities to originally achieve evil ends, and are else lying around in spell books and tomes and various odd writings for magic users to pick up and also make work their wills with, but they are composed of evil in that universe. But if you go further afield, then you might find other versions of necromancy. Some universes, necromancies might be the nicest people around. After all, the person who can contact the dead and speak to them, who can compel you to speak the truth, can restore a wound, can restore a limb, and can also remove a curse. Well, that's your store of magics, and that person's probably your best friend, your best buddy, your best pal. And that example was from Lateral Worlds, a live role-playing game that was around about 20 years ago in New Zealand. Necromancers were the good guys. Enchanters, with their ability to control and manipulate people, to subvert your will, to cause you to do something that you did not want to do, to stab your buddy, to stab your friends, to betray a trust, to reveal a secret. They were the evil ones. A bit of a reversal, but there you are. In that world, it was very hard to be an evil necromancer. It was very hard to be a good enchanter, because the setup, the cosmological order of the world, promoted that. Likewise, if you go to another system, you may find that necromancers are very good at controlling undead. They're not so good at making them, but they're good at controlling them, or freezing them in their place, getting them to do what they want. They can construct things out of bone, and they can warp unliving matter. They may be able to fortify you against the draining attacks of undead. And they might have a few squicky spells to make the living dead. But again, in that universe, a necromancer can be your best buddy, your best pal, your best person to have when the undead apocalypse does come down. It's not your fire wizards or your diviners or what else. Your necromancer is your friendly neighbourhood necromancer, the person you come to knocking when the zombie apocalypse occurs, because they have all the magics to deal with it. So, yeah, there's that as well. So it does depend on how the spells are organised and how your cosmology is organised as well. So there have been my thoughts on, are you able to be a good necromancer? The answer is, it depends. It depends on the nature of your world, the nature of the spell arsenal that a necromancer comes with, and also the greater cosmology at work in the world. If whatever gods are declared necromancy to be an abomination, then I'm sorry, it's probably an abomination. Thank you.